Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Humans of Monroe. This is a brand new, streamlined, beautiful podcast produced by our wonderful Monroe High School newspaper, The Lotus Leaf, and I am your host, Chancey Boyce. Each week we'll post a question on the Lotus Leaf Twitter account. Some questions will be serious, and some will be more silly, but if your response to one of our questions is interesting enough, you will have a chance of being interviewed on this podcast and possibly winning a gift card. Well, today we have with us our senior Winterfest King, Logan Tucker. Essentially, the senior class voted prior to our Winterfest dance, and you're like the most popular senior boy at this moment. Doesn't it feel great?
Yeah, feels pretty good.
Feels pretty good. I'm glad it does. So I was on Winterfest Court too, I gotta admit, and I just remember the process of running for Winterfest King. It's really hectic. You gotta design a shirt to hand out to all these people who are gonna be voting for you. You need to write a skit to perform in front of everybody. It's a really stressful and, like I said, hectic process. So for our listeners, can you run me through the process of running for Winterfest royalty? How do you decide on what your shirt is going to look like, how your skit's gonna go, all that sort of stuff?
Well, it started with, I just kind of got a couple friends to tell their TFTs to vote for me and my girlfriend. I just thought it'd be a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
And then once we figured out we got on, it was hectic because it was like, you've got to get all this done in this set of time. It was like a week or two.
Yeah.
So we were trying to figure out who we wanted to do our skit with. And when we found the people we wanted to do our skit with, it took us that was the longest. It took us a long time to figure out what we were going to do and how we were going to do it because the skit's usually the most important part. That's what everyone's watching. Not everyone's going to buy a shirt. Not everyone's going to, vote for you because not everyone... I messed up.
But,
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I understand. It reminds me of like you ever watch Napoleon Dynamite and there's that scene in the end where he's got Pedro running for student council president or something, and he does this ridiculous dance in front of everybody and everybody votes for Pedro because of his dance he did. It kind of reminds me of that, the skits. What did you do for your skit?
Well, we wanted to do something that was fun and different because a lot of the stuff that people are doing were just dances based off of like TikTok, whatever.
I remember that.
So we were trying to do something that was like kind of winter themed, but also like a lot of fun, like for us and for everyone else watching. So we had like sleds and stuff like that. And we had one kind of hiccup throughout the way. We each picked the girls up and we'd flip them. We'd like pick them up and turn them over. And me and my girlfriend had messed that up and we both kind of messed it up. So she fell, or everyone's saying I dropped her, but it was kind of both of us messed that up. But yeah.
That makes sense. So, when you run for Winterfest, the student council gives you this questionnaire. I remember I had to fill it out too.
Right.
It's got all these questions about like what's your favorite color and what's your favorite movie. So, at this point I'm sure you're used to answering like silly questions. You're the Winterfest King, you got to get used to doing stuff like that. So, here's one I think is going to be on everybody's minds. If you could be a cheese, what kind of cheese would you be?
It's a good question.
I'd be provolone, because, like, I'm smoky.
I don't know a lot of kinds of cheese. I'd have to go with, like, nacho taco cheese, because personally, that is my favorite, and I put it on everything I eat that has cheese on it.
All right. Do you think
it's different?
You're nacho taco cheese because you like nacho taco cheese, or because you think you'd beat nacho taco cheese?
Maybe both. It's unique. It's a mix.
That's what you are. You're unique.
It's fun, yeah.
That's why people voted for you. You're Winterfest King. You're the most popular senior. And speaking of being a senior, you're about to leave Monroe High School. So how does that feel? You're like the top dog.
That feels pretty good. This year's gone by really quick. I don't know. It's been pretty fun so far.
It's been pretty fun. Okay. What are you planning on doing when you leave?
That's a good question. I'm still thinking about it, deciding where I want to... I'm still deciding where I want to go and like what I want to do. I'm just kind of torn. I know I want to go to college. I'm just kind of deciding where and if I'm going to play soccer and all that fun stuff. I don't really know yet.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So every week, as you know, as I already mentioned, we're going to be posting a question on the Lotus Leaf Twitter account that we're asking the general public here at Monroe High School. This week's question was, do you have any crazy work stories? So I don't work, but you might. Do you have any crazy work stories you've got going on?
I guess I have one. It didn't really happen to me, but I was there to watch. This was a couple years ago at Little Caesars. Someone was really mad about one of the pizzas they got, and they were like yelling at the girl on the register next to me. And she's like being nice to him, like trying to help him out, and because there's not much we can do up on the counter because we don't make the pizzas.
Yeah.
And she yelled something and then just threw the pizza at her and then left. And I've never seen anything like that. Before that, after that, that's
just
it.
Took the pizza out of the box and threw it?
Oh no, she didn't take it out of the box. The box was open, but she just like threw it, and it like it kind of splattered, but it wasn't anything like super crazy. Everyone was just like, "Wow, she really just threw a pizza."
All right, let me try and understand the logistics of this. So Little Caesars, you walk in, you've got the counter,
right,
and then behind you you've got all the ovens. So she's standing there at the counter, and this person throws the pizza. Like, where does it land? Where does it go?
Well, so it was kind of like, it wasn't like she picked it up and like threw it like a football or something like that. It was on the counter, opened up, and because she was showing them, she wanted something on there that wasn't on there, and she just kind of like, well, you guys should just take it back because I don't want it, and kind of picked it up and just tossed it, and it didn't even fall out of the box or anything, but she still threw it and it hit the girl.
That's crazy.
I mean, it didn't like hurt her or anything. It was just like one of those things everyone's like kind of frozen, like, oh.
Yeah, you don't see stuff like that every day, So I think I understand why you won Winterfest King. I think I understand why you're so popular. And I'm very thankful that you took time out of your day to be part of this podcast. I'd like to thank all of those who are listening, and I'd like to remind all those listening that if you'd like a chance to be on this podcast, head on over to the Lotus Leaf Twitter account and answer one of the questions we have for all you guys. So I'm Chancey Boyce. I'm here with Logan Tucker. Thank you for being on.
No problem.
I hope you have a great week, and don't forget to keep on the sunny side. Today's episode of Humans of Monroe was produced by Lotus Leaf Media Outlets. It was written by Megan Kane, Gabby Anderson, and Maya Kasperzak. Directed by Samantha Drugel, and I'm your host, Chancey Boyce. I hope you have a great week and keep on the sunny side.